since we're talking about childhood, what is your most vibrant memory from your childhood? Digging deep here.
I'm gonna have to lay down on the couch for this.
Tell us about your childhood.
When I was 3.
How do you feel about that?
Actually, for a few years in my childhood, like about 3 or 4 years, I lived here in Chicago. And that was like going to the park, going to Wrigley Field. You know, those are memorable big moments in my life. So I'd have to say, yeah, Chicago.
Chi-town.
Chi-town.
Mine's more of a time period in my childhood.
We'll accept the time period.
I often revisit as like this kind of perfect time in my life. When I was in like probably 8th or 9th grade, and my parents would live in the house that they still live in. It's just like, you know, it's like maybe 6 blocks from the beach if you go to, like, as the crow flies.
Right.
And so I figured out this way to cut through all my neighbors' yards, which in California, you don't really do that. Like, growing up on the East Coast, that was no big deal.
Right.
You didn't have fences. California, you don't do that. Like, that's...
Right.
People call the cops.
Yeah.
Trespassing.
Yeah, they will.
And so I had this full spy operation where I would cut through all these people's, like literally like through gates, hopping fences with my surfboard.
That's scary.
I would come home, and so I'd wake up early in the morning, like 4:30, surf before school, then I had surf PE, then I had independent surf.
We all hate you.
Then I went to school, then I got home and I'd throw my backpack down and see how quick I could to the beach. And I'd be dodging like through people's gardens.
Did you ever get caught?
No, but there was a sign posted once that said, "Whoever keeps cutting through our garden, please stop."
Oh my gosh.
And it was this great moment. It was like a, what's the Beatrix Potter book?
Oh,
Peter Rabbit.
Peter Rabbit.
It was a Peter Rabbit moment where I'm in the garden and I'm reading the sign and I look over and the gardener is over there, like 1 row away, and I'm there with my surfboard and I duck down and he doesn't see me, and I just bolted out of there and I changed my route after that.
That's a good one.
But that was part of the fun. It was like
Well, the excitement. You
Exactly.
know, when you get caught, you know, like
even if the waves were flat, it
you
was
played
like
like the Mission Impossible theme in your head. Yeah. I know.
the drop of sweat's about to hit the ground.
Catch it. You
Looks to the
always
left,
see-
looks to the right, carries on.
That's right.
Ninja in training.
That's
Yeah.
right. My early
You use those skills now.
Okay, well mine is, I was, what?
You have an answer. Sorry.
Do you want me to?
Yeah, we'll let
Okay.
you answer.
Hello. I was just moved to a new house, and my dad was in the Navy. He got transferred to South Carolina. I went over to meet some new kids. Trip cut no, this kid across the street, they were playing ping pong, and I was snapping my fingers, and he's like, "Hey, that kid's snapping his fingers." And I was like, "What am I doing?" And I looked down, and I was like, "Oh no, I'm snapping my fingers." And then he took a Twinkie and he threw it at me and hit me in the face, and it was one of them fruit-filled Twinkies, and I was like, "Ah!" And I just snapped, and then I chased Trip Cutno around the house into the front yard and was just hitting him in the front yard, like tackled him, and I saw red, and I was just so mad. I was never been so mad in my whole life, and I just snapped and did it. And then his mom pulled me off and was like, "Whoever you are, get out of here and never come back." And I was like, "Ah!" I let out a scream. Ran home. My parents are unpacking boxes. Like, "Hi, honey, how was it across the street?" And I ran in my room, shut the door, and I looked out the window. I had these big windows, like they seemed like that big, but probably were like that. And I was looking outside, and I was like, "Those kids suck." And I took my pillow and I threw it, and I was like, "That's for that big kid." And then this is for Trip Cut No. And I punched through the window, and it smashed.
Wow, true.
I
So I smashed my head. I just went like, and my wrist, see this scar right here?
Yeah, right there.
I always wondered
This
about
one
that.
was sliced
Oh,
there.
that one?
Cut a vein, and so blood started squirting out, and it looks like, yeah, and
How
blood
have we
started.
not ever heard this story?
And I looked down, and blood was squirting everywhere, and I was like,
You can't make this stuff up.
I ran in, and she's doing dishes, and she's like, "Oh my gosh!" And so she puts a towel on it.
Did they ask
And
you
what
why
did you tell
did
your
that?
mom?
Yeah, what was your story? No big deal, just punch through a window.
It took me a while to get the story out. got some stitches, had to pay for the window.
What about the kid's face? Did you have to pay for that?
No, he's fine. We ended up being best friends.
Happy
Happy ending.
It's happy ending. We ended up playing Nintendo Live. Right.
Punch him and you're best
And then you're
friends.
like,
Yeah, best
friends, bro.
But, you know, I don't know.
It doesn't work like that with girls.
No, it's
If you
different.
get punched, it's like, we're enemies forever.
Well, but you do it in different ways.
Yeah.
You steal that blouse, that's a punch.
That's true.
I have girls, I know that. But I mean, that was a moment in my life where I think I like burned into my head, fight or flight, what are you gonna do? And I don't know, it's just, I'll never forget that. And I struggle with, am I getting too deep?
No, they'll love
I
it.
struggle with, you know, standing up for something that I feel like is wrong or is happening to me, and I don't know. Those are the moments that define me.
I like that you chose fight and flight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to pick.
Right.
You
Yeah.
can do both.
You can.
Yeah,
Fight while you fly.
both options, all of the
That
above.
was a really good one. I feel like I know you better now.
You do?
Maybe.
I definitely
I see a
do.
different
Yeah,
layer. Yeah.
I'm not gonna get on your bad side.
Right.
I don't want to get punched by Drew.
But, and you said, that's my memory, that's my
Yeah.
childhood.
Well, you
that
think it
was
was a
vibrant.
good one.
That's three-dimensional.
Right. That was
Very
like a
vibrant.
movie.
But it ended up being good in my life, I think.
Right.
For a minute, you know, you want to have
You
those
learn from it.
right moments where you like, wow, that was violent, but I stood up and something worked out, and I don't
Yeah, I
know
guess you
where,
were prepared.
I don't know how that worked out. I'm not advocating anyone doing the same, or we can edit this later, right?
This is raw, unedited footage. But it's, I guess you were provoked. You were hit by a Twinkie first. It's not like you just randomly attacked someone. You gotta stand up for yourself.
Getting hit by a Twinkie, that's like the ultimate.
Come on! The fruit
A
feeling
Twinkie and a
probably
fist.
splattered.
That's the modern day version of someone slapping you with their gloves. That's
It's
They
dual to
pretty
the
much
death.
dueled you. Let's just be
they
honest.
challenge you
That's
to a duel.
Yeah.
right there, yeah.
You were Twinkie and you were dueled, and you responded. So we respect you.
Note to self, never throw Twinkies.
All right,
You know, little known fact, but our first music video, M6A, is actually a reenactment of one of my more embarrassing childhood
was it
moments.
with the punch or? Okay, because
Chad was playing the part of my brother,
Oh, okay.
in
You
the
gotta
real
tell us the
memory.
story now.
which was his birthday when I was like maybe 6, 7, very formative years. We were living in Boston. All of his cool big friends over for his birthday. I'm drinking the punch. And he comes up and goes, drink up, and just all over my shirt. I was just like crushed, you know, and like, you know, got all mad at him. So that was a.
Did you get it back?
I can't remember. I'm sure I did because we got in trouble.
Right.
Like the little brother thing.
Right. Mommy!
So, you know, Chem 6A, you watch that video now.
Now we know the
it's got
backstory.
depth and meaning.
So
There's subtle meaning.
When you
to
see me
one.
tackling
It's not
Chad in
just a
that
goofy.
video, you can just picture.
You're getting out your aggression.
I was tackling Chad, but I was seeing John when he was 9 years
Chad.
old.
Chad is like,
Did you survive that? Did you come through that okay?
You felt that
It brought us
tackle, you
together.
know.
Brought us together.
Again, the punch, best friends.
See?
Same thing.
Rhythm section.
There you go.
And that shirt that we got punch all over, your
Yep.
mom actually got the stain out.
See, that brought it full circle.
Yeah.
Mom.
Redemption.
I still have that shirt.
Do you really? Don't wear it. It's a little outdated.
Yeah, it is. old.
All the stuff we wore even then was outdated then.
Yeah, it was a little bit. We like to laugh at that, but that's all right. We all looked outdated then.
You know, we've
did you see a
never
photo of that
we've never been
recently?
cool, and I think we're okay with that.
It's okay.
We gave up trying to be cool a long time ago.
It's too hard. It changes too quickly.
World spins too
That's why we
fast.
started playing music.
You don't have to be cool.
It's being a band.
Get a guitar. Everyone thinks you're cool anyway, so. Okay, we are taking really long. I'm sorry,
I'm
you guys
sorry.
have like time constraints. Did you answer that question?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. Does anyone
I remember you lying down on the
past
couch.
your story? Yeah. Talking about when you were 3.
That's okay. We'll move on.
Okay. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna skip some of these. Okay.
This is like therapy.
It is. Let's get it all out, guys. Here's a therapy question. Is there any instrument you hate?
Hate's a strong word.
I know,
don't
we
like
can
to use
change
that
it to
word.
just like, maybe you'd prefer you don't hear. Like, I would say the Yamaha, because John's playing that
Big
constantly. I got so tired of that. That would be mine. Not that I'm being asked, but I'm just throwing that out there.
And you weren't even on the bus with
I
it.
know. And I'm like, again, another after show?
How did you get tired
really?
of it?
Because I have to watch the after show videos to transcribe the lyrics. And I'm like, why does he keep bringing that out? It sounds horrible. That might have just been me, though. I'm sorry, that was harsh. Just that was
It's all
my
context. I mean, you know, a harmonica in a minivan for a long trip is a horrible idea. I think the, what is it, the high saxophone, would that be a soprano?
Alto soprano.
Soprano sax, the straight one. Not a big fan of that guy.
It could be a little obnoxious.
Yeah, no, I'm not a big fan.
Kenji.
I wasn't going to say it.
Yeah, you were thinking.
We were all thinking that.
We all saw him at Katie.
I just don't like handbells.
I love handbells.
Sorry, you guys. I don't know. I just don't like handbells because you have to wear the glove and do this.
Is it the fruitiness of it?
It's so weird. I don't know. It's like ding dong, and then you just sit there and wait for. I think this is another childhood memory, actually.
Oh, did you play it?
It's all coming out.
We're
I think he
getting somewhere here. This was very deep.
Straight place.
Lay down on the couch. We'll talk it
I
through.
hate those handbells.
There's the window.
Dong dong. Wait forever. You're not good. You get one note. Bing. There's my note.
But would you like, is it the instrument that you dislike or the experiments?
Yeah, all that.
Because maybe you like it better if it was like,
Well, it's by association.
Yeah.
right, yeah?
You just didn't like the notes you were given?
Yeah. Probably. And the gloves. And the motion of it. Go slower. Bring it all the way up and then all the way in.
So you definitely did
Yeah,
play the
it's
handbells.
lame.
Oh yeah, you
Did I?
did, you know.
This is very deep.
Because I don't know anything about
request.
handbells. And you know,
I've seen enough of it.
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
the motion.
Huh. You guys? Anyone that you?
I love instruments.
Well, you're multi-instrumental anyway.
Romey's not a hater.
I'm not
That,
a hater.
yeah.
I like them all.
Life's too short to hate stuff, especially instruments.
Yeah.
It's
Not
all
fond
good.
of? Is there any you're not fond of? You wouldn't hate it if you never heard it again. I'll come back.
It all has its place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very diplomatic.
That was.
But which place
It was
is
like
the
world
mute?
peace.
The mute place.
Every instrument I think of, I'm like, oh, I kind of like that too.
I like that.
Even the kazoo.